Imagine inheriting a house you never asked for, stepping inside its silent halls, only to uncover a hidden world beneath the floorboards, where a glowing pod waits, and inside it, someone not from Earth, who claims she has been waiting for you all along. A secret that could change your life forever, but also place you at the center of a battle you never knew existed. If you are new to the channel, then please subscribe to the channel and like the video, and tell us where are you watching from. Now, let's jump into the story. Daniel Carver drove his old sedan along a winding gravel road, the tires crunching as the tall trees bent overhead. The air smelled of pine and damp soil. His hands tightened on the steering wheel as the house appeared through the clearing. It was larger than he imagined, a Victorian mansion standing tall against the fading evening light. Its pointed rooflines and arched windows gave the impression of watching eyes. The place did not look ruined. It looked like it had been waiting. He parked near the porch and stepped out, duffel bag slung over his shoulder. His uncle Samuel had died only a month ago. Daniel had met him once as a boy. He expected nothing more than an old watch or a box of papers in the will. Instead, he inherited a house on 5 acres of woodland. He stood at the bottom of the stairs, staring at the dark wood siding and wrought iron details. The porch sagged, but the structure remained strong. The heavy key turned easily in the front door. The lock clicked with a sound like it had been expecting him. The moment he stepped inside, the air felt different. It was cool and dry, touched with the faint scent of old wood polish and something floral he could not name. The silence pressed against his ears. Tall windows let in the last orange streaks of sunlight. Dust drifted slowly in the air. The furniture looked like it had been untouched for decades. Yet it was not worn. Velvet chairs, carved banisters, rugs woven with intricate patterns. Everything was perfectly in place, as though the house had been carefully kept even without a caretaker. Daniel set his bag down in the entryway and moved from room to room. Each step on the wooden floorboards creaked, but the sound felt more like acknowledgement than protest. He noticed something strange as he explored. The house seemed larger inside than it should be. Hallways stretched farther than their outside walls allowed. Corners turned at odd angles. Rooms opened wider than expected. He shook his head, blaming it on tired eyes after the long drive. But a quiet sense of unease grew in his chest. He ate dinner from a gas station bag, sitting in a grand armchair in the drawing room. The house was silent except for the crackle of the wrapper in his hands. No cell signal, no internet, only the sound of wind outside brushing against the trees. Later, he chose the master bedroom upstairs. The bedspread smelled faintly of lavender. For a moment, lying beneath the quilt, the silence felt peaceful, but the peace did not last. He woke suddenly in the middle of the night. A sound drifted through the floor beneath him. It was soft, low, and steady. Too melodic to be the hum of a machine. Too calm to be random noise. It sounded like someone humming a lullaby in a language he could not understand. His chest tightened. He sat up, holding his breath. The sound came again, gentle yet insistent. He reached for the flashlight on the nightstand. The beam cut through the dark as he stepped barefoot into the hallway. His heart thudded against his ribs. Each shadow looked sharper than it should. The hum grew stronger as he walked toward the kitchen. The kitchen was still. The old cabinets gleamed faintly in the light. Daniel frowned when he saw the pantry door slightly open. He was sure it had been shut earlier. He pushed it with his fingertips. It swung outward, revealing another door he had never noticed before. The wood looked older than the rest of the house. The hinges creaked as he pulled it open. A narrow staircase descended into darkness. Cool air rushed up against his face. The hum rose from below, filling the silence with its strange beauty. Daniel hesitated, his knuckles white around the flashlight. Every instinct told him to shut the door and walk away. But something stronger drew him forward. He stepped onto the first stair, then the second. The wooden steps groaned beneath his weight as he moved deeper. The walls shifted from wood to stone. His breath fogged faintly as the air grew colder. The patterns on the stone caught his eye. Faint markings glowed along the walls in lines and circles. The humming was louder now, steady and alive. The stairs ended in a wide corridor carved into bedrock. His flashlight beam danced along the walls, but the markings glowed without it. The corridor opened into a chamber, round, smooth, not shaped by human hands. Daniel stopped, his mouth dry. At the center of the chamber was something that made his thoughts stumble. A pod rested in the middle of the stone floor. It was smooth, curved, glowing faintly with blue light that pulsed like a heartbeat. It looked alive, not built. The hum came from the pod, gentle but undeniable. Daniel stood frozen, the air sharp in his lungs. The house had hidden this from him, or perhaps it had guided him here. A single thought formed in his mind, clear and heavy. His inheritance was not the house. It was what lay beneath it. Daniel stood in the chamber, frozen in place, staring at the glowing pod. The soft blue light pulsed gently, rising and falling as if the thing were breathing. The hum wrapped around him, like a sound he felt in his bones more than he heard in his ears. He lifted the flashlight, but the beam seemed weak against the glow that filled the cavern. His chest tightened as the pod shifted. Thin seams along its surface lit up like threads of fire. A soft hiss escaped as it opened, splitting slowly like a flower in bloom. Steam rolled out, curling around Daniel's legs. The scent was sharp and clean, like rain striking warm stone after a storm. From within, a figure rose. She stepped forward with a calm grace that froze him where he stood. Her skin shimmered in a twilight shade of soft blue, faintly glowing as though light lived beneath its surface. Her hair fell in waves the color of copper flame. Her eyes opened, deep and endless, holding the reflection of distant stars. Daniel staggered back until his shoulders struck the stone wall. His pulse hammered in his ears. The woman smiled. Her voice came warm and melodic, carrying across the chamber without effort. "Hello, Daniel," she said. "I have been waiting for you." His throat felt dry. "What are you talking about? Who are you?" She stepped closer. Every movement was fluid, her bare feet leaving no mark on the stone floor. "My name is Lyra," she said. "I am not from this world. I was placed here long ago, waiting for the one who carries the bloodline of guardians." Daniel shook his head quickly. No, that's insane. I'm just a guy who writes code. I live on coffee and frozen dinners. I don't have a bloodline. I don't have anything like that." Lyra tilted her head, studying him with calm patience. "Your uncle was the last guardian. He protected this sanctuary for decades, keeping it hidden from those who hunt my kind. When he passed, the responsibility came to you. It was always meant for you." Daniel laughed, but it was sharp and empty. "So you're telling me my uncle left me more than a broken-down house? He left me you, and this." His hand swept toward the pod. "What even is this place?" "It is a sanctuary," she replied, "built to shield the bond between our peoples. 3 centuries ago, one of mine and one of yours created this refuge. They sealed it until the next of your line was ready." Her words pressed against his mind. He wanted to dismiss them, to run back up the stairs and pretend none of this existed. But the moment she had said his name, something deep inside him stirred. Something that felt like recognition. He stepped forward cautiously. "Why me?" he whispered. "Why not someone else?" Her gaze softened. "Because you have already felt me. In dreams, in visions. You thought they were only shadows in your mind, but they were memories calling to you." His knees felt weak. "Those dreams, that was you." "Yes," she said gently. She raised her hand slowly and placed it against his chest. Her palm was warm, warmer than skin should be. The touch unlocked something inside him. His vision blurred. He saw stars spiraling, silver oceans under alien skies, figures robed in light, and himself standing beside Lyra in some faraway council. He gasped and stumbled back, clutching his head. What was that? "Our beginning," she said softly. "Or perhaps our remembering." The chamber pulsed faintly around them, the blue glow of the walls brightening. The hum deepened, carrying a rhythm like a second heartbeat. Daniel's breaths came sharp and uneven. "No," he said, shaking his head. "This is impossible. I don't want this. I didn't ask for any of this." Lyra took another step closer. "You don't need to believe yet," she said. "You only need to stay." Before he could answer, the ground beneath them trembled. The hum faltered. His flashlight flickered. The chamber lights dimmed, pulsing faintly. Daniel's eyes darted around the stone walls. "What was that?" Lyra's expression shifted. For the first time, he saw tension in her face. They felt the awakening, the energy pulse from the pod. "They will come." "They?" Daniel asked. His voice sharp. She turned to the far wall and waved her hand across a crystal panel embedded in the stone. The rock shimmered and became translucent. Through it, Daniel saw faint red lights moving in the trees above the house. "Machines," she said. "Drones from a group your people call Section 7. They have monitored this place for years. They do not want peace. They want control. And now they know I'm awake." Daniel's stomach turned cold. He whispered, "So I'm being watched by the government because you're hiding under my house." "You were always a target," she said. "Your DNA has been marked since birth. You carry fragments of our bloodline. That is why you dreamed of me, why you felt me before you knew me." His chest rose and fell in short, fast breaths. Part of him wanted to run, but when he met her gaze, shimmering with both sadness and fire, he felt something break open inside him. "You said I am yours," he whispered. "And I am yours," she replied. The chamber trembled again, harder this time. Lyra turned back to him, her eyes fierce. "We need to leave this room. The hunters are coming, and if they find us before the bond is complete, neither of us will survive." Daniel's body trembled as he followed her deeper into the stone corridors. Each step carried him farther from the life he knew. He no longer wondered if this was a dream. He wondered if everything before this moment had been the dream instead. The forest around the old Victorian house was quiet, but the silence carried weight. Under the surface, machines moved. Red lights flickered between the trees. Director Halden stepped out of a black vehicle at the edge of the property. His gray coat brushed the dirt road as he scanned the dark outline of the house. He had hunted many things in his career, but tonight he came for proof of what the government feared most. Halden raised his hand, and a line of armed agents spread out behind him. Their gear was black, their faces hidden by visors. Each man carried a pulse rifle that hummed faintly in the night. Drones hovered above, their cameras focused on the property. Inside the sanctuary below, Daniel and Lyra stood before the crystalline console at the heart of the chamber. The walls pulsed with light, responding to their presence. Daniel felt strange symbols flicker in his mind as if he already understood them. "They are close," Lyra whispered. Her voice carried both calm and urgency. "Their scanners read the energy of the pod. They will breach the house soon." Daniel's chest tightened. "We can't fight soldiers. I'm not ready for this. I don't even understand what's happening to me." Lyra placed her hand over his. "You are stronger than you believe. The bond is only beginning, yet it already guides you. The sanctuary recognizes you. You are not alone in this fight." The console flickered brighter when her hand touched his. Strange patterns of light streamed upward, forming maps and codes in the air. Daniel blinked at them, his mind racing. He could see threads of information, forming shapes he almost recognized. "Why do I feel like I know this already?" he muttered. "Because your mind is awakening," Lyra replied. "Your bloodline holds memory. Your uncle carried it before you. Now it is yours." Daniel swallowed hard. The thought that his late uncle had protected this secret for years made his stomach twist. And now it was his turn. Above ground, Halden and his agents closed in. He raised a small device in his hand. The screen showed a glowing signal pulsing from beneath the house. He smiled faintly. "We found her." The team spread across the porch. One agent forced the front door open. Wood splintered. The silence of the house shattered. Down below, the sanctuary walls trembled. Daniel jerked his head toward the stairs. "They're in the house." Lyra's expression hardened. "We must hold until the bond is complete. If they capture us before then, you will not survive, and I will be lost forever." Fear spread through Daniel's body, but determination rose with it. "Then we don't let them win." The chamber lights brightened suddenly. The console shifted, reshaping into a smooth crystal node, glowing with white-blue energy. Daniel stepped closer, his pulse quickening. "What is it?" he asked. "A neural link," Lyra said, her voice filled with awe. "The sanctuary is syncing with you. It answers to your presence. Touch it." Daniel hesitated. "What if I can't control it?" "You will not control it," she said softly. "You will feel it." He reached forward, his fingers trembling as they brushed the node. The moment he touched it, the energy surged through his body. Light filled his vision. Stars swirled around him. Sounds of distant voices echoed in his mind. He staggered, gasping, but the fear inside him was burning into something else. Strength, clarity. Above them, the drones flickered in the air. Their red lights dimmed, one by one. The house shimmered faintly as if wrapped in an invisible shield. Lyra's eyes widened. "You did this. The sanctuary listens to you now." Daniel stared at his hands, still glowing faintly. "I don't even know how." The sound of boots on wood echoed from above. Director Halden's voice followed, sharp and commanding. "Lyra of the Stars, Daniel Carver, by authority of Section 7, surrender at once." Daniel froze. "He knows my name." "They have tracked you since birth," Lyra said. "Your DNA marked you long ago. This was never chance. You were always meant to awaken here." The words hit him harder than the sound of weapons cocking overhead. His whole life, he had felt out of place, like he was living in the wrong story. Now he realized why. The floor above shook as agents stormed the living room. Halden's voice grew louder. "You cannot hide. The sanctuary cannot protect you forever. Step forward and no harm will come to the boy." The words hit him harder than the sound of weapons cocking overhead. His whole life, He had felt out of place, like he was living in the wrong story. Now he realized why. The floor above shook as agents stormed the living room. Halden's voice grew louder. "You cannot hide. The sanctuary cannot protect you forever. Step forward, and no harm will come to the boy." Lyra's glow brightened, her voice fierce. "You are not a boy. You are a guardian, and tonight you must choose." Daniel's fear sharpened into resolve. "I'm not going to let them take you." She turned her face toward him. "Then we complete the bond now." He nodded, his heart pounding like a war drum. The chamber quaked as heavy boots hammered down the hidden staircase. Armed agents flooded into the corridor, their rifles raised, lights cutting through the crystal glow. Halden stepped in behind them, his cold eyes fixed on Lyra. "Stand down," Halden ordered. "She is not human. She is a danger to our world. You've been deceived." Daniel stepped in front of Lyra. His voice was steady. "I'm not deceived. I chose this." The glow from the console swelled, flooding the chamber with light. Lyra reached for Daniel's hand. The moment their palms met, a rush of energy surged between them. His vision filled with stars. His body felt lighter than air. Halden raised his hand. "Fire!" Rifles hummed, but the blasts bent away, scattering like sparks against an unseen barrier. Daniel looked at his arms. Energy pulsed along his veins like streams of light. Lyra's voice rang with certainty. "The bond is complete." Daniel drew a sharp breath, his body humming with power. For the first time, he was not afraid. For the first time, he understood who he was. The hunters had closed in, but they were too late. The Guardian had awakened. The chamber glowed with blinding light as Daniel stood hand in hand with Lyra. The bond had awakened. The energy coursing through his body felt like fire and water flowing together, alive and unstoppable. The agents surrounding them staggered backward, their weapons powerless against the unseen shield radiating from the pair. Director Halden glared, his jaw tight as his men hesitated. "This changes nothing," he shouted. "You are contaminated. She is a threat, and you are lost." Daniel stepped forward, his voice strong. "No, I am not lost. For the first time in my life, I see clearly. I am not your prisoner. I am not your experiment. I am a guardian." The chamber walls pulsed in agreement, sending ripples of light across the stone. Lyra lifted her hand, and the glow of the sanctuary brightened. The agents fired again, but their blasts scattered like dust in the wind. Daniel moved with instinct, disarming one soldier in a blur of motion. The man's weapon dissolved in his grip, as if the energy rejected its presence. Halden pulled a small device from his coat, a pulse emitter designed to tear Lyra and Daniel apart. He activated it, and the chamber shook with violent waves. Lyra cried out, her glow flickering as she fell to one knee. Daniel turned with rage burning in his chest. He moved faster than thought, ripping the device from Halden's hand and crushing it in his glowing palm. Sparks flew as the machine shattered. Lyra gasped, her strength returning as the pain eased. Halden's face twisted. "You're not a hero. You're a corrupted man chained to an alien lie." Lyra rose beside Daniel, her voice steady. "No, he is not corrupted. He is the future, and you cannot stop what has already begun." Before Halden could respond, the air outside thundered with a sound unlike any storm. Daniel looked upward. The roof above shimmered as light filled the sky. Through the translucent stone, he saw ships descending. They were not machines of metal. They looked alive, glowing vessels of light and harmony, moving as if they were breathing. Lyra's eyes softened. They have come, the guardians of my world. The bond has called them. The agents panicked as the ships filled the night sky. Their rifles wavered, their formation breaking. Halden barked orders, but his men scattered, fear written in their movements. In a burst of smoke, Halden vanished, leaving the remaining agents to retreat into the woods. The chamber grew silent once more. The only sound, the faint hum of the sanctuary as it steadied. Daniel turned to Lyra, his chest rising and falling. "We're still standing." Lyra gave a small smile, her eyes shining like starlight. "We are, but this is not the end. This is the beginning." Later that night, Daniel sat on the rooftop of the house, the stars stretching endless above him. The woods below were quiet again, but his heart carried a weight that was new. Not a burden, but a calling. The stars felt closer, as if they recognized him now. Lyra joined him, wearing one of his flannel shirts over her glowing skin. She sat beside him, silent at first. The wind brushed across the roof as she finally spoke. "You let Halden go." Daniel's eyes stayed on the sky. "I couldn't kill him, even after what he tried to do. I hesitated, and part of me wonders if that was weakness." She shook her head. "No, it was human, and that is why the bond chose you." Daniel turned to her, his voice low. "But I don't know what I am anymore. I feel your heartbeat when you're not near. I hear things others can't. I can move in ways I never imagined. I'm not the man I was yesterday." Her hand slid into his. "You are becoming, and that is what terrifies them." Daniel's jaw tightened, determination forming in his eyes. "Then let's give them a reason to fear. No more hiding. You said this house is a sanctuary. Let's turn it into more than that. Let's send a call. If there are others like us, we need to find them before Halden does." A glow spread across Lyra's face, her smile radiant. "Now you speak as a guardian." Downstairs, the sanctuary stirred at their intent. The crystalline roots beneath the house pulsed with new energy, spreading light through the bedrock. A core pillar rose in the command chamber, holding within it a glowing sphere. Daniel stepped closer, his hand brushing its surface. The vision struck instantly. He saw worlds burning under vast insect-like ships, skies blackened by fire, civilizations falling. Then Earth appeared, young and fragile, glowing alone in the dark. He stumbled back, gasping. Lyra caught him, steadying his frame. "You saw them," she whispered. "The Vorin. They are the reason my people hid here. They are the reason your uncle guarded this place." Daniel stood tall, his hand tightening around hers. "Then we fight them, not alone, not in secret. We find the others. We build something stronger, and when the Vorin come, we will be ready." A holographic map of Earth lit the chamber, glowing brighter with every pulse of connection. Around the world, signals answered. Other pairs, other guardians, scattered but alive. Daniel stared at the growing light. "We're not alone." Lyra's voice was steady, her smile unwavering. "No, we are first, but not alone." The house trembled, as if it were breathing with them. The sanctuary was awake. The network was alive. Under the stars, Daniel and Lyra began not the end of a story, but the start of one that would stretch far beyond their small corner of the earth. The new beginning had come, and the stars were watching.